Welcome to the Tailslate. I'm Ben Stacey, and this is Tim Evans, and...
On this episode, everyone's blabbing, everyone's blubbering, and everyone's blindsiding.
It was a 2-hour episode of Survivor.
Two episodes
Essentially
back to
two
back.
episodes back to back, yeah. So I'm still wondering how they're going to get... There's a lot of people left, and if you go by the typical count, there's usually 13 episodes. So we got 3 episodes left, and they got a lot of people to get rid of. So I'm wondering if... Well, obviously the finale is going to be a 2-hour.
Yes.
So who knows? Maybe there'll be another 2-hour in there somewhere, or a double elimination or something. But anyway, so we get right from the beginning of this.
Jay and Jess are the big targets now.
Yeah, Adam gunning for Jay. Jay admitted that he was a little pissed off at Taylor from the previous tribal.
Well, yeah.
He's throwing him under the bus. Yeah, Jay ate it with me. Jay ate all that food with me. Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Adam was the one that helped me dig, too. Let's see if I can get him into it, too.
Exactly. Craziness. But yeah, we're talking about the blabbing. Will tells Zeke about Jay's idol.
Yes.
I love that because he says, don't tell anyone because if this gets back to...
The first thing I wrote down was, oh, everyone will know. Don't you worry.
Yes.
And sure enough, bam, bam, bam,
Next one. Guess what? Jay has an idol. Oh, yeah?
Pass it on.
Jay has an idol.
Pass it on.
Man, that was awesome.
But again, that's why you got to keep your mouth shut. If you have an idol, if you find something, zip it.
I
You
totally
tell one
agree.
person,
Yeah.
it's never going to be one person.
There may be the odd circumstance, or if you're in trouble, that telling somebody might help you. But generally, I'd say keep it to yourself if you can. Then we get to the reward. That was a pretty good reward. I loved how David was going to back out. He was going to back out of a reward, and that was kind of touching.
Oh, then the tears started, then the waterfall started. Oh, everybody started crying.
Yeah, but it was a nice gesture. Listen, I might screw it up for you guys, so yeah.
So, did he earn more points, or would he have earned more points if he actually did follow through and say, you know what, I'm going to sit this one out.
I think he earned just enough points doing it that way. Yeah, I think.
And as we know in Survivor, when you start earning points, though,
that's good.
that
and
comes
bad.
points. Now you're a target because everybody,
They like him. Yeah. But that was a pretty cool challenge. What did they have to do? They had to swim out. The swimming actually wasn't that far.
And it was all keys and
Yeah, that's true. So it really
jumping
wouldn't
down
have
that
mattered.
bamboo pole, which looked really dangerous to me.
Yeah. And then they had to stack up those cubes. And that could be just frustrating as hell. I'm sure you'd be getting like 3 sides right and be going, damn it, we still haven't got one.
See, I wrote down when they were in the middle of it, I said, this is a luck puzzle.
Almost.
I think it's going to be, okay, and sure enough, right after that, it seemed like the very first attempt, they just, well, let's just stack them up and see. Oh, there we go. We win.
Yeah. Pretty cool reward. Now, who won that? That wasn't David's team.
No.
It was the other team. That's right.
Zeke, Sunday, Hannah, and Adam.
Yeah. So, and that was the one with the pizza or the barbecue, whatever it was. They were sitting offshore.
They were sitting in a bar.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And Hannah was all concerned about, let's not be too loud. They can hear us. They can hear us across the water. We gotta be nice. Come on, guys. It was nice that she was
you give
concerned
those
with them.
guys a few beers, though, and they're not real quiet about anything.
So then we have the immunity challenge. That was a pretty tough challenge. Anything where you've got to hold something for a long time has got to be really tough. Balancing that little statue on the edge of the wood. At first I thought, well, how is it that bad? And if they could back off. But then I realized it was on the point. The wood it was on it was balanced on the edge.
Yes.
Like it wasn't on a flat edge. It was on a pointy edge. So yeah, you had to hold it up.
Oh, I wanted to touch on something, too. Back at the reward challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, I was thinking nobody seems to be looking through the food because normally there's some kind of a little... And now that they've introduced new things, not just hidden immunity idols, but extra idols, I kept trying to go, is there anything under the pizza? Check under there. And then they brought the letters from home.
Yeah, which was nice.
And then more waterworks. And everybody started crying before they even opened up the letter.
Yeah. Now, yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess, who knows? I think it's probably good practice if you're there to always search through stuff. But if you know that most of the idols are got and there's a advantage got, there's probably not going to be much more. Now, whether or not it's just that they're not showing us them searching because as an audience we know everything's got, I don't know.
See, but then I was thinking in the back of my head going, this would be perfect for them to place something in there so that somebody's going to see them. Ooh, they're pulling something out and they're going this. And then it comes back and says, oh, this is just a piece of paper. Oh, but now everybody thinks I have something.
That would be pretty cool. So yeah, the immunity challenge, balancing that statue with a pole. And who wins? David. Good job.
Well, it's all about balancing again.
Mm-hmm.
And it did look very difficult, though, with that point, as you were saying.
Yeah. And that was the one that the ants started crawling on too, right?
Yeah, there were flies coming by. And
yeah. So that was cool. So we knew David was safe. He could relax for this tribal. I want to know why, because Sunday was so concerned about Jessica, wanting to get Jessica out. Now, I know Jessica was on the opposite side of really one vote. But Sunday seems to be holding such a grudge. Jessica seemed to be pretty much fine with Sunday. I didn't understand where the grudge came from.
That happened way back at the beginning, and they just she was out for me.
Yeah.
That's it.
I thought they did a good job in the edit of not letting you know which way it was leaning. I couldn't tell if it was leaning towards them going for Chris or Jess. And I was wondering, would Jay play the idol? Because...
And we just get snippets, right? We don't get the whole tribal count, because it go for an hour or whatever. But from what we heard, it was kind of like, Jay's kind of... Hey, they're not all saying, yep, it's going to be me, it's going to be me. They're fighting amongst themselves again. So.
And he did, in a confessional, mention that. And that was risky, but a bold move on his part not to play it. And will be an advantage for him later. The longer you can hang on to that thing, the better, for sure. And then we came up with the new word, trust cluster. And Hannah was so pleased that Jeff was using her words. Oh my gosh, you used the word I just said it. That's awesome. And then we lose Chris. So Chris, I did think, was getting a little bit too... It's always the case. You get that person that gets too much power and they feel uncomfortable in their power. And he seemed pretty confident of his plan. And that always is bad. You should question yourself. If you're on Survivor, if you're feeling confident, that's when you should be questioning yourself, I think.
But I think it's that way with most of them, at least several of them, where Zeke's going, oh yeah, he's too much in power, so I'm going to use all my power now, and we're going to all get rid of him because I'm the king now, and I'm in charge. I'm going, well, you're just as much in power now.
Exactly. That's
and David's going, oh, I'm in charge now. I'm the one let's vote off Chris because he's too much in power. Well, now you're the...
Yeah. At least in this case, David was safe. He knew he was safe, so he could exert a little more influence. And then Chris was gone.
So this should make it easy for the next episode now, because now it's, Jay, Sunday, and Brett were the only people that voted against everyone else.
Yep.
7 others voted for Chris. This should now be simple for the next tribal council. It
should be totally simple for the next tribal council. And didn't even Jay come back and say, listen, I would have voted, just tell me where to vote. In a way, once you're in that position that Jay's in, it's almost a good position. Because, it's either me or they're going to go after someone else. And just tell me who the heck I'm going to vote for, and that's fine.
But he went with Sunday and Brett.
Yes.
And sure enough, that wasn't where the majority were going.
One. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. So now we get the second part of this wonderful, long 2-hour Survivor.
Episode 10B.
10B, yes. And right from the beginning, there's 2 guys I like in this right now. I like
David.
Zeke and I like David. And I go, oh no, Zeke is gunning for David. And all of a sudden we realize, David is gunning for Zeke. And I was curious, who will get to who first? The cool thing is that they both are aware that it makes sense for the other person to be going after them. They're both totally aware of it. They like each other, but they're like, it makes sense for you to be coming for me, and it makes sense for me to go after you.
And again, it doesn't take long before, okay, we got to get rid of the other guy. Okay, we have to get, and then all of a sudden everybody's in on it now. It's like, don't tell anyone, but I think we have to get rid of Zeke. Don't tell anyone, we have to get rid of David. Bam, bam, bam. Everybody's.
Yeah. So this to me was the David Zeke face-off episode.
Yes, David versus Gazeka.
Now, I love that challenge on that sandbar. What a cool place to do a challenge.
It's in the middle of the ocean, and
They have
there's
to plan
nothing
it for tides.
This little wee sandbar in the middle. I thought, this is so cool.
I suppose you can't do challenges that will take too long there. If it's like an endurance, the tide's coming in, guys. Let's get this wrapped up with.
But it was very dry, so
Yeah, maybe that bit does stay above
and
the
it
water.
obviously took a while for them to set that course up.
That's
and
true.
Make,
Yeah, it could be fine. But that was a pretty wacky course, man. The inchworming along there. So they're
I
it's
thought
like their hands
some of them
together.
seemed to have their hands that they were cramped right at their sides.
Maybe I think
But then some of them seemed to be able to get their arms in front of them, and they were doing this.
yeah, I think
and
they were sort of
But
like chained right beside. So yeah, you might be
it
able
seemed
to.
easier for some people, and others that had them pinned
Maybe it
back there. It was
depends on
like,
how you have your. I don't know, but it was it looked really hard.
a face full of sand for everyone.
Now, at this point, if I'm rooting for anybody, I'm rooting more for David than Zeke. So I'm trying
Pulls
to.
the lucky rock, so he doesn't have to do.
Oh,
the
so he doesn't
challenge.
have to. That's right. So that's right. He does. He
And
pulls
this
the-
time he gets reward. The last time it was whoever
get
pulls the
reward.
rock doesn't get a
yeah.
chance.
So he gets reward guaranteed. Now this is where I'm watching it and going, okay, which team winning serves David better? And I was thinking it would serve him best if the Ken, Will, and Jay team won.
And they were way ahead.
They were, and I was thinking, okay, this is great because he can go off with them. They can start talking, strategizing how to get rid of Zeke. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure Jay would go along with it. Hey, it's another group that wants me. Hey, absolutely. Will would probably gone along with it, and it would have been the best.
But they couldn't do anything with that snake puzzle.
No, they
I
were
don't think
brutal.
they got 3 pieces on the whole challenge.
Yeah. And so we have Zeke's team win.
Made for better television.
Yeah, but it really is not good for his game. So then when they're on the reward,
Adam was thinking about stealing it. Remember,
he
that was the whole
and
one
we
person?
talked about last week. Yeah, could they steal for a team or is it one? It's one person. So he was thinking to stealing away David's, which would have been mean.
Personally, I don't think he's ever going to use that.
I don't think so.
It's too dangerous.
It is too dangerous unless it's near the end and it's your enemy.
And it's 4 against 1, and you're thinking this is the last chance I get to use it, so I
I'm
may as
taking
well.
it.
But
Yeah. So we have some interesting conversation. Brett telling Zeke, "You're not the only gay guy here."
his new drinking buddy.
Yeah. So that was interesting. That was nice. I wanted to know why the hell David walked off. He went roaming, left them to chat.
I mean, it was a small area, so I don't know
know
if
it was
he
a small
could hear things, but
I doubt he could hear it. No, but he went wandering because they were talking about him. Okay, this is your enemy. Why would you leave him? He's like,
Sunday left too.
I know Sunday was stupid as well, but Sunday was with Brett, so it wasn't a big deal. This is David. This is Zeke, who he wants to get rid of. Zeke wants to get rid of David. David knows that, and he leaves him alone to talk with people. That was a very bad move. David made a couple of mistakes.
He went to use the washroom.
Maybe, but still, hold it.
You're there for 4 hours.
I
Yeah,
suppose.
have 4 drinks, but hold it for 4 hours.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I made a note that Hannah talked to David when they got back.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. What was that about again? They were basically she was saying not to panic.
I'm teaming up with you now. Let's get rid of Zeke, but don't tell anyone. Meanwhile, everybody's walking by, going, "Oh yeah,
That's
look
right.
at who's chatting on the beach here. Look who's chatting. Oh yeah, hi." But nobody's gonna find out.
I think the best way to handle that, if you were somebody like Hannah, would be to you just sort of ignore and you go back and then, like if I was Hannah and I was chatting with you and you're David, I'd be going, okay, we're doing this. Okay, now they've all seen us, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to tell them that I was pretending to get in on you. So when I get back, I'm going to pretend to be on to make it seem like you're strategizing for the other team. because you've been caught. You might as well make it look like you were doing, I don't know. Don't get caught. Try not. It's hard though. I guess you're on an island.
It's tough when everybody sees you and they know because she was right out in the, now you're caught. Now you've
She's
chosen
targeted.
sides.
Yeah.
And Zeke went up to her and started chatting by the water, I think it was.
Yeah.
And she's a terrible liar, so she couldn't say, "Oh yeah, I'm with you. Don't worry." She went, let's see. You're telling me David's a challenge? He's a big threat?
Yeah. She can't bluff at all. She thinks too much.
I want to play poker with her.
And can't bluff. That actually was after the immunity challenge. The immunity challenge was kind of neat. They had to do that maze blind, open up the gate, and then what was the end of it? It was
The slide puzzle.
the slide puzzle.
Oh, I
That's
hate
right.
slide puzzles.
I like slide puzzles. I do well at that. But what I thought right at the beginning, I thought, okay, this is one of those challenges. It's got a puzzle at the end. It'll even things out.
No, it's all about balancing and puzzles now.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, normally a puzzle at the end evens out your performance at the beginning. Like somebody could get out and get a good lead, but you have a chance to come back because it's a puzzle. Not in this case. It was
Jay
a complete
dominated.
blowout. Oh my God. Nobody else out.
Now, I would love to know how much time there was between when he got out of his cage and he finished the puzzle.
Yeah, it didn't seem like that much. Nobody else got
But
out.
nobody else got out. They were still trapped. And
Yeah.
thinking that must have taken a couple of minutes. I mean,
Oh, at least, yeah. So good for Jay. Jay's safe, and that's great. So that leads to a really interesting tribal. So tribal theater. Tribal is theater. Who was it that said that? Was that Zeke? Or somebody said that at tribal.
And Ken is forever chopping coconuts too. Have you noticed that? Every time
Yeah.
I look at him at camp, he's chopping up little bits of coconuts.
That's right.
throw
So
that.
we have potentially. Now this is where it gets a little tricky because
Zeke versus David. Simple.
but knowing what we know versus knowing what they know determines how they play. So yeah, we think it's Zeke versus David, but then because of Hannah's screw up, Hannah's now saying, "I think they're after me," which turns out.
Because
They
David
would
has
have
an
been.
idol, and
That's right.
everyone knows.
So if you're David, do you know enough to say, this is just going in to say, okay, I'm going to give my idol to Hannah because it's probably going to be her, and then Zeke goes home? Because I think that was on his mind. Now, it probably would have played out that way, except either the others did a good job of bluffing during all the chat that was going on
Holy
there.
tribal hell, Batman! There was a lot going on
Yeah.
there.
Or Adam was a moron. I don't think Adam was in on it. I don't think he did it intentionally. I think he heard something and thought it was true when when David gets up to play his idol. Right now, the votes would have been tied. Hannah and Zeke. He gets up to play his idol, and Adam goes, "Oh, wait. I just heard them. They're going to vote for Ken."
And they were whispering about Ken.
Yeah, but that screwed it up. Now, I don't know if they were whispering intentionally to try and put them off, or if Adam was just, he heard that and thought, "Oh, this is what's really going to happen." But that changed the outcome completely, because if he hadn't said anything, David would have played that for Hannah, surely, and then Zeke would have gone home. Of course, we end up with a tie.
But it could have just as easily, they could have stuck to their guns originally and said, yeah, this is David versus Zeke. Let's all put our votes on David.
They
He
could have.
might play his idol for whoever, and now...
I know. That's why I'm wondering, did David have enough info to decide between using it for him or for Hannah? I think he must have, because he seemed to be willing to give it away.
But then he used it for Ken.
But he used it for Ken because of what Adam said. So, yeah, playing it on Ken totally messed everything up. So we end up
That
with...
was bizarre.
It was. Because nobody would have been gunning for Ken. That would have been an out-of-the-blue thing. It didn't make any sense, even if he heard them talking about Ken.
But that's why there were about 8 things going on at Tribal at once. People are whispering in ears. Somebody's
Yeah.
trying to explain. Other people are yelling, going, oh no, the giant bugs are flying around. It was
Oh,
just
that's right, the big
mass
bug on
chaos everywhere.
What is this?
That thing was like the size of a Frisbee.
That was cool. So yeah, we get a tie. Now, of course, ties rarely ever change, so they revote. Oh, what makes this really cool, of course, when they revote, Ken is safe because he had the immunity idol on him. Jay is obviously safe. And then they revote, and you get the same result. Okay, now are you going to come to
it comes to you, Jessica. All you got to do is vote for Hannah. There you go. You're done. Hannah's out. What? Why does she want to save Hannah so desperately?
She didn't. Jessica didn't. Did she? No, Jessica wasn't.
Yeah,
was she?
Because when it came to the revote,
she was willing to not go. She was willing to dump Hannah in order to not go to Rocks.
But she didn't.
Not on the revote. I'm talking about when they had to unanimously decide. She says, "I don't want to go for Rocks. We need to come on."
But the others weren't going to go for it.
No, that's a problem. So it has to be unanimous. Exactly.
That's it. If there had been a third vote, she would have then flipped. It's too late.
Too late now.
It came down to her at the end. Yeah. That's what was the best part. Everybody's going, okay, we know it's 5 votes to 4. It's your choice, Jess. You can pick Hannah and everything's okay, or go to Rocks.
Now, that's the cool thing when you go to Rocks, because now Ken is safe because he had Immunity Idol played on. Jay is totally safe because he has it. The 2 that you voted for, Zeke and Hannah, are safe. And it's everybody else that draws Rocks.
So immediately then, I was hoping that Jess would draw the Black Rock.
Okay. I was still hoping it'd be one of the ones
Jess,
on the other side.
But just because I thought, if it's me at the end, I'm going, well, I'm not going to Rocks. Okay, I'll write Hannah. What do I care? I mean...
But I loved how they did that, because I'm still rooting for David. So the way they showed the Rocks, they panned across the first 4 people. I mean, white, and then there's only Hannah or David and Jessica left, and going, please pull across. Then Jessica has the Black Rock. Poor Jessica. That was sad.
Well, you don't need to be a lawyer to figure out the numbers. If the jury's on your side, go with it. Don't.
Yeah, but there's consequences to the vote as well. So if you had, and it was a 1 in 6 chance.
Yeah, she would still be there.
She would, yeah. Well, anyway, so crazy tribal, awesome to watch.
We love crazy.
Jay was obviously loving it. I mean, that's, I wouldn't want to be in that position of being the one that everybody's trying to get out, right? The easy vote. But in a way, it's a cool position because you got nothing to lose. You got absolutely nothing to lose. So just sit back and enjoy.
And remember I said this was going to be an easy tribal? Because it was 3 against 7 from the last vote, and then
not a chance.
Completely fell apart.
So what do you think's going to happen next? Now we're down to, 9?
With this bunch, I have no clue what's going to happen. They keep changing alliances every week now. It seems like it's kind of 5 against 4, but
it could change.
It will change.
I guarantee. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we'll have Zeke and David get back together. I mean, I've always thought that would be cool if you got 2 arch rivals at some point go, this is screwy. We keep trying to get each other out. Let's band together and get everybody else out.
That's what I said before. As soon as you can have a common enemy, then you can work together.
Yeah.
If you don't, it's just me against you in a grudge match. One of us has to lose.
Yeah.
Somebody always thinks they're in the lead too.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter who. Even now, it's like, okay, we've got 5 against 4.
No, it's not working. And then of course, even at that tribal too, they brought up the what did we call them again? The trust cluster, and Brett was being a bit of an ass there. He's like, these trust stupid cluster things. There's nothing here. It's blah blah blah.
Because he's right. Everybody's trying to stir up stuff, and it's like, if we just stick to what we planned, there is no.
Okay, yes, that's great if that plan goes for you. It's always great to say stick to the plan. If I'm safe with the plan, that's good. But if you're gonna mess up my stuff, you better stick with my plan. Come on, man.
But you're at tribal, and you think you have a plan, and then people are whispering down at the other end, and you don't know what's going on now, and you're going, what? Just
essentially the plan. They did stick to the plan.
Yes.
They did, and end up in this clusterfuck. Anyway, so that was a great episode of Survivor. I'm not entirely sure how many we have left. Normally it's 13 episodes, so there should be 3 episodes left. We got 9 people left, so if we get rid of 1 next, then 1 more, we're down to 7. Then we're in the final 2 hours with 7. I don't know. There's probably going to be another either double elimination or another 2-hour episode or something going on.
Well, there's still episodes. I mean, you're going to get rid of somebody every couple of days.
Three left. Yeah, just depending on how they do it. Anyway, Hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we did, and definitely looking forward to a good finish to this.